What's up, guys? Welcome to Chasing Pelagic's channel. This is your SoCal fishing forecast for Thursday, June 24th. Back in California, took last week off, went up to Alaska, had a sick trip, completely unreal halibut fishing. It was amazing. We'll try and put up a trip video here this weekend. That's the schedule, at least for me. Those fantastic bluefin flamefish lures I was telling you about and teasing over the last couple weeks. I should have them Saturday, hopefully. And I'll put out a video letting you know the locations of where you can pick those up in your local tackle shop or from me directly. And we'll get that underway for you as well to get to you out there on the water. Quick look at the weather over the next 10 days. We are finally entering a summer pattern, and it's about time. I'm so sick of this June gloom. And here we are. It's coming. That's all I know. It's coming. And while I was gone, we got a little change in the wind direction also. Here's a quick look at the wind here Wednesday night. Light on shores. Nothing crazy. Also a reminder, we do have the Yellowtail Shootout this weekend on the water. So Saturday and Sunday might be a little busy at the islands looking for those monster yellowtail. It's going to be probably a fish over 30 pounds is what it's going to take to win that. So if that's your game. But Friday night, we got a little bump on the water. Nothing too crazy. It's pretty short-lived. But just be aware of it if you're going to camp out at one of the islands, that there is a little wind in the late evening, early afternoon going around. And then we kind of switched this back to this south flow. You know, the weather forecast is not calling for an eddy condition, but it looks like we could have a light one here. But I don't think it's going to be like what we've had over the past couple months here. But so maybe Sunday, Monday, you might get a little of that cloud action. But as you can tell here, you know, the wind has taken on a different pattern finally. And it's a lot lighter and more of that summertime traditional pattern. So it's really going to help us out here with these water temps because we desperately need it. So quick look at the marine forecast. If you haven't noticed, the last couple of days there's been a really nice big south swell in the water. Got a couple waves in last night down at Trestles. A couple 6-8 footers, super fun. But it's a long period, so nothing you really have to worry about. And if you take a quick look at our tropical depressions, you did see a little bit of thunderstorm activity late yesterday and today down in the San Diego area. Nothing crazy yet, but that's a good sign for our early summer tropical pattern, which I'm a fan of. Typically, it keeps our local winds a lot more knocked down, so looking forward to that. But as you can tell, we don't really have anything too nautical here on the forecast. Again, a little less west, wind swell 3 to 4 feet at 6 seconds. If this thing ramps up, it's going to be pretty short-lived, so just keep an eye on it, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a trend like it has been over the past couple weeks that we've had before. As far as charts go, man, these charts are ugly. They really haven't gotten any better. We had that cloud cover. We finally got a little bit of sun, but like not quite enough to have a complete blue sky to really get a good look here. I mean, the one-day chart, you can kind of get a little peek. But if you're using tempbreak.com, I want you to look at these dates and times. And sometimes you can hunt around. If you're looking for a specific area that you're going to go fishing at, you can kind of see the temperature pattern here. If you kind of cruise around on these hourly charts, to get a good idea of what's going on in the area. Unfortunately, below the border, it doesn't look like we have got much going on for us there, but that's the way his charts goes. But yeah, that's pretty much the pattern that we got, at least for the time being. This chlorophyll chart, I mean, if we could get a good view here, we pretty much got a nice blue lane here, right through the middle. A little bit of a bump out here by the 425, and then some greener water on this side, but it's really hard to tell with our current conditions, and even the 3-day. None of this stuff is really helping you. So, but we're gonna run through what we got going on the water here, at least lately over the past week while I was gone, and I can say for certain that conditions are certainly improving. Let's start off with the local waters. Mussel Farm. We made a mention that before I left on vacation that there's a couple of yellows popping up at the Mussel Farm off Huntington Beach. And lo and behold, 8 got whacked off today on one of the half-day boats. So they are there. you're going to have a lot of casualties if you're trying to muscle these things out of the mussel farm. But so you're going to be wanting to fish in at least 50-pound, and more than likely on a dropper loop or on a yo-yo if you can get them to come out and fish it with really tight drag. I mean, really tight. Don't let them turn and run. If you get bit, rip on these things, man. Do not let them turn. It's like fishing the Farnsworth. If they hit that bait or that jig, you rip on them. Don't let them turn, and just pull as hard as you can and get them out of there, because it's going to wrap you up in one of those cables. They're going to break you off, and that's going to happen to you probably again. So tight drags, give them the rope, and see if you can make it happen. There's also some barracuda wander around in those areas too. So if you get bored with trying to get a yellowtail out of there, be on the lookout. Look for birds in that area. Catalina, pretty much status quo, guys. Has been the barracuda bass bonito show pretty consistently over the last couple of weeks. There still is an occasional whiff of sea bass, like a couple like every once in a while, but nothing like going off. Same with the yellowtail, some smaller ones around, but there is fish around, just not in large quantities. So if you're going to spend the time trying to track down these fish, especially a yellowtail, I would encourage you to find an area that has good current, that appears to have clean water. And if you got some mackerel in your bait tank, that you're going to want to try and slow troll those through those areas that look good. Or if you have some like deep diving rapalas that are kind of mackerel looking. And the reason why I specify mackerel is that a barracuda or bonito is not going to mess with the mackerel, but a yellowtail definitely will. So keep you from shaking off all these endless bonito and barracuda, and try and focus on getting yourself a yellowtail. So that's what's going on there. San Clemente Island. Wow. Finally, we've got some better conditions, some warmer water, and Northwest Harbor. We've got a pretty good squid population happening still. And not only have the sport boats been able to rise them, but private boats too. And on those squid beds is some sea bass. And it's only coming in the dark or early gray light. As soon as you get close to sunshine or a sunrise, it shuts off. So if you got the time to go make squid, maybe catch a sea bass before the sun rises, that's the spot you're going to look. Also, same area, big yellowtail. They've been around. Northwest Harbor area has been the bigger sign of them. You can still find an occasional bigger one on the front side and on the back side. You know, the dunes, end of the runway. Maybe take a look at the 9. But there's going to be a lot of boat traffic between Catalina, San Clemente Island this weekend. Make sure you look at the Navy schedule. There's some activity there on Saturday. They're closed, and then Sunday looks to be pretty good at the moment. But make sure you check it before you go there. Don't burn the gas if you don't have to, especially if you're fishing in a tournament. Coming down south, Coronado's finally starting to pick up a little bit. We've got some yellowtail action also coming from the island. That 10 to 15 pound classic Coronado Island yellowtail starting to show up. Same strategy as Catalina. Try and find that current. Maybe use some mackerels or some deep divers. Try and pick up a couple fish. There's also recently in La Jolla been a couple picked off the local kelp. Nothing giant, not huge numbers. But if you're not looking to go far, La Jolla might be an answer for a local yellowtail. Also, this evening, it was noted that some bluefin popped up just north of the just north of Coronado Island, South 9, in this area here. So you also have a chance at looking at bluefin close to home, right by the Coronados. Now, as the rest of the bluefin fishing goes, it's been, again, the best bluefin fishing I think California has seen in probably 100 years. We haven't seen any of those 400, 300-pound fish show up yet. But, we've got fish mixed in between 20 and 200 pounds pretty much consistently over the last 3 months since March. I mean, it's been a long time since we've had that type of excellent fishing in these areas. So nothing wrong with that. Today, these fish, we started off Let me switch to our bottom detail here, give you a little better look at what we're looking at. Earlier in the week, we were still fishing, between the upper hidden 371. Now we got kind of a split of fish. We got some that are west of the 371 today, 4 or 5 miles. So probably look along this ridge. You're probably going to find a temp break and probably a chlorophyll break also. So be looking at that watercolor. And then also, like I said, we mentioned a couple of bluefin popped up north of the Coronado. So again, follow this ridge line. If you find a spot of fish, or let's say there's way too many sport boats on it and people are driving over them, find those same type of conditions or edges or depths and try and follow those contours and match those conditions maybe a couple miles up the line, a couple miles down the line, and you're likely to find the same fish or same style fishing in those same areas. So that's all we got for this week, guys. Have a great weekend on the water. Be safe. Good luck in the tournaments. And take care of your boys out there. Share the stoke. Cheers. If you like what you saw today, you can subscribe to our channel or follow us along on Instagram and Facebook. And always remember, share the stoke.